The House GOP is planning to redefine rape. I know, it sounds bizarre. And the goal is obvious. I mean, Lewis, if I tell you that the idea is to redefine rape and that the source is the GOP, instantly, what is your thought about what's behind this?
Abortion.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to give you a second guess, assuming you needed it, but you don't. I'm honestly a little taken aback. You even got it in just one guess. It must be that obvious. The new definition, according to the No Taxpayer Funding for Abortion Act, which has mostly Republican co-sponsors, has been dubbed a top priority by John Boehner. John Boehner.
That's really going to help our debt.
It's going to help debt. It's going to help jobs. They want to redefine rape as it is only rape if it involves force.
Because that's going to create jobs.
Well, Lewis, but this is John Boehner, the esteemed speaker,
Hey,
said,
you listen to John Boehner talk anywhere. All he wants to do is create jobs and cut spending and relieve our debt.
well, this is a top priority. And he wants to rewrite the rules that would limit drastically the definition of rape and incest. This would rule out, here we go, federal assistance for abortions in many rape cases, including statutory rape, many of which are non-forcible. Let me give you an example, Lewis. If a 13-year-old girl is impregnated by a 24-year-old adult and is convinced to have sex with the 24-year-old, not physically, but through conversation, through verbal scare tactics, she would no longer qualify to have Medicaid pay for an abortion, no matter how little money her family has access to. Other types of rape that would no longer be covered. Rapes where the woman was drugged or given excessive amounts of alcohol, so, quote, force wasn't necessary. Rapes of women with limited mental capacity. Date rapes. And this is a priority for the Republican Party, 2010, 2011 Congress that has just been sworn in. It is despicable. Steph Sterling, who's a lawyer and senior advisor to the National Women's Law Center, says this bill takes us back to a time when just saying no wasn't enough to make it qualify as rape. And Lewis knows no means no. Brett Favre is learning that no means no. Right? I mean, what are we trying to go back? What year are we trying to go back to? Forget about progress. We're not even able to stagnate. We're actually moving backwards here, ladies and gentlemen, on social policy. Even more absurd is the term forcible rape doesn't exist in federal criminal code. And the bill's authors, they don't give a definition. In some states, there actually is no definition of forcible rape. This makes it completely unclear whether in those states any abortion would be covered if this rape exemption actually happens. Obviously, religion is being cited here. It's sad because if all of a sudden God told people that abortion is okay, they would repudiate God. We know that religion here is being, what is the term, taken hostage to further conservative social agendas. Again, this is what qualifies as a valid debate in this country. Redefining rape so that if a woman just says no, or if a 13-year-old girl is convinced into having sex by her 24-year-old uncle and gets pregnant, well, it's not really a forcible rape. So she shouldn't have access to a safe and legal abortion. My last thought on this is that John Boehner should be embarrassed. He should be spending time on other things. And there's another story this last week. Harp's grocery store in Mountain Home, Arkansas, they wanted to protect children from a magazine cover featuring gay parents. We actually have the magazine. We can put it up on the screen for you. And which gay parents are we talking about? We're talking about Elton John and his partner, his husband. And somebody put up a cover that says it's called a child. What does that actually say over there? It says it's a child guard. Lewis, we need his mic on there. What does it say, Natan?
Family shield to help protect Harps shoppers?
It's a family shield. They have this gray piece of cardboard that Harps decided to put in front of a magazine because there were gay parents on the magazine to protect children. Because God forbid they see a child being brought up in a loving home of two parents who have all of the correct resources to afford and nurture that child. God forbid any kids in Mountain Home, Arkansas see that. Now, Harps released a statement saying it's not their policy. This is something that someone at this one store did. Number one, whoever that person is should be more worried about potato chips and huge sodas in the supermarket than a picture of Elton John with his kid. And we'll talk about that later, by the way. Gluttony and obesity and what's going on there. So John Boehner and this Harps grocery store employee both have the same thing in common, Lewis. They've got to change their priorities and get off of the obsessive, regressive social ideas that are certainly going to only harm this country moving forward.
Right. The social agendas are just slowing us down.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with more after this. DavidPakman.com. Make sure you get today's bonus show. We will hear from Lewis. Did he or did he not get a porno pat down? Were his pants aired out? Were his armpits tickled? We'll be back after this.
The David Pakman Show at DavidPakman.com.